And probably, the final revelation that I would share is has really just happened within the past year, almost exactly a year ago. I feel like the Lord kind of took me down a road, and I realized again, without even knowing that I was carrying it, that if for some reason Brexton was not healed, that meant one of two things. That meant either I was a failure or that God was a failure, or both. I guess one of three things. That if for some reason he wasn't healed, we didn't see his complete healing on earth, then maybe I hadn't prayed enough or fasted enough or read enough scripture over him or believed enough, or that this God thing that I had put so much stock in, maybe there was something wrong with that. And he took me to a passage in Daniel, and you're maybe familiar with it, but where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are about to get cast into the fiery furnace. And they tell King Nebuchadnezzar, they say, our God is able to save us, and our God will save us. But even if he doesn't, we will not bow down to you. And I'd always kind of looked at that and like, why do they throw in the even if he doesn't? Our God's able to save us, our God will save us. Enough said, period, end of sentence. And I'm like, that kind of sounds like lack of faith to me. Well, but even if he doesn't, we'll still trust him. And, God took me to that verse and he said, that's true faith. That even when I don't understand, even when circumstances don't line up with my limited and carnal and finite understanding, that God's still good. And that we won't bow down, that he's able to save us, and he will save us. But even if he doesn't, he's still God, and he's still good, and I'm still going to worship him, and I'm still going to serve him. And I don't know if I can convey just the burden that was lifted as I realized that. Because, I was really kind of white-knuckling it, just holding on tight, saying it's got to happen, because if it doesn't, then I'm a failure, or God's a failure. And I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to go on with one of those two things. And I just came to the realization that God's able to save him, and God will save him. But even if he doesn't, I'm not a failure, and God's not a failure. I won't understand it, but it won't change the character of my God, and it won't make me a failure. And that's been a really just a place where I feel like I can walk a little taller and walk a little bit lighter. So there's hundreds of little lessons in between and things that God's taught us and ways he's provided and things that he has done for us. But those are definitely some of the highlights. And we're grateful for the opportunity to share our story and hope that it's an encouragement and to an inspiration to somebody out there. So thanks for listening, and God bless.